What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. So I caved in, you guys, and I went ahead and got the 23andMe Ancestry DNA kit because it was on sale. And I was just really curious to compare the results here to the results that I got from the Ancestry DNA kits. And plus, I just wanted to see some of the additional information that 23andMe offers, like, the maternal haplogroup and like I wanted to see what specific information it gave me as far as like the actual areas in DR. So I went and got it. So this video, I'll do it in two parts. The first showing you guys my different results, and then I'll compare it to Ancestry, and also I'll compare it to some of the results I got from the GEDmatch website. So we'll begin with the African DNA, as that is the highest that I have, or sub-Saharan African, I should say. So 23andMe put me at 50.7%, whereas Ancestry had put me at 52. So this was what I was expecting to see. Pretty much all the different tests I have done put me right between that 50 to 52% African. So I'm basically half black. So right away, the biggest difference that I see is that here, the highest percentage I got is Nigerian, whereas in Ancestry, it was Benin Togo. And this also gave me Senegambian and Guinean, which Ancestry did not list for me. And then the broadly West African is the only thing I wish it was able to provide more specific information. But I do know that when it comes to West Africa, a lot of the like tribes or like different ethnic groups, they spread between multiple of the current nationalities that we know today. So it's hard to actually pinpoint the different I guess current present day nationalities. So yeah, that was that. And then Congolese in Southeast Africa. So I believe this corresponds with like the Cameroon, Congo, and Southern Bantu peoples that Ancestry DNA results provides. Okay, so now moving on to the European DNA, 23andMe has me at 22.9% European. So right off the bat, the biggest difference I see comparing to Ancestry is that Ancestry had put me at 40% European. So as you all can see, the largest amounts of European DNA that I have is Southern European, which is of course not surprising, being of Dominican descent. And then I have some Northwestern European, which Ancestry did also give me. And then broadly European, whatever that is. Now Ashkenazi Jewish is only 0.1%, but that is something that I did not have in the Ancestry results. All right, and now looking at the Native American DNA, here they group both East Asian and Native American together. So I have 6.6%. Ancestry had put me at 8%, I believe it was, so not too far off. But here it actually breaks down the Asian even further. So considering, a lot of Native American populations stemmed from East Asia, to me, I do not find that surprising to have some Asian DNA there. Now, here is one difference between 23andMe and Ancestry DNA. In 23andMe, they actually separate out Western Asian and North African. So I had 3.6% of that, 1.6% North African, which did not show on my Ancestry results, which could very well have come from my Spanish ancestors. I think with North African DNA, it can go either way. It could have come from the Spanish or it could have come from the African. And then I have broadly Western Asian and North African at 1.7%. Now, I was a little bummed out to see that a whole 5.9% was unassigned. I was like, really 23andMe, like, what's going on? Why weren't y'all able to assign this or something? But at the same time, I wasn't surprised because a lot of the 23andMe result videos that I've seen, pretty much everyone has unassigned DNA. However, I did have this traced ancestry, and when I looked into it further, it is Central and South Asian at 0.3%. Now, that I did find interesting. In the GEDmatch results that I did get some Indian in there. And surprisingly enough, I had someone ask me like 3 weeks ago if I was Indian, which I've like never gotten. So that was pretty cool. Now, moving on to recent ancestry in the Americas, it did point it down to the island of Hispaniola, with the Dominican Republic being the country that I am most highly likely to have ancestry from, but it also put Haiti here. which, I mean, honestly, is not surprising. We're on the same island. I think it's very likely that a good number of us may have had a Haitian ancestor somewhere down the line. So it highlighted here the areas where I'm most likely to have ancestry from. Now, it did have Santiago as the highest region that I would have ancestry from, but my family is actually from Monsignor Noel, which is where Bonao is situated. So I did find that, pretty cool that it actually zooms in even further into the country and highlights which regions you may have ancestry from. Okay, so looking at my maternal haplogroup, it is L2A1C2. Now, I don't know too much about the different haplogroups. I'm sure a lot of you do, but it did provide some descriptions and some maps kind of showing, where my maternal line originated from, which seems like was Southeast Africa. So, yeah, that was pretty cool. Now, similar to the Ancestry website, 23andMe does give you DNA matches where it tells you potential first, second, third, and fourth cousins. So I did see two cousins of mine that I did recognize. As you can see here, I have quite a few matches in DR as well as some in Puerto Rico. It appears I have one in Venezuela, and then I have quite a few in the US with 219 in New York, not surprising since that's where all the Dominicans are, and then quite a few in Florida as well. And then I have one in Barcelona appears to be, and one in Germany. All right, so something else the 23andMe website does is provide like traits based on your ancestry. So some of these I was like, okay, they're not too far off. The ability to match musical pitch, that is definitely true. I did used to sing and I've played instruments. I've always been a very musical person. I don't have dimples, no cleft chin. I do have detached earlobes. My eye color is dark. I don't have flat feet though. My feet do have a arc. So, fear of public speaking, I've gotten a little better as I gotten older. Hair texture was wrong. It's definitely curly. I do have thick hair though. And my preference for ice cream, it is vanilla. Newborn hair, I did have a little bit. I definitely have motion sickness, so that was right. I used to have it really bad. Skin pigmentation, dark, that is right. Sweet versus salty, I don't know. I kind of like both equally. And I do have stretch marks. I did have two kids. So I did get some of them right. Okay, so now we're going to compare the Ancestry DNA and the 23andMe results side by side. Ancestry is on the left. I compiled all the different little results together by continent. So as you guys can see, the different regions and like actual countries did vary quite a bit. Now, the overall percentage of African DNA was pretty much the same around that, that 50%, but the different countries did vary. As you can see, I had 1% Nigerian from Ancestry, but on 23andMe, it was 16.5. And then like the percentage of Cameroon, Congo, all that, it did vary as well. Now, comparing the European DNA, Ancestry had put me at 29% between Spain and Portugal, whereas 23andMe only put me at 17% Spain and Portuguese. Then the broadly Southern European is 5.3, but I guess that could be the Italian and Greek DNA that I got, which was 5%. I guess you can mess that up. Then the British and Irish, I got 1.3, whereas in Ancestry, I had gotten 3% for Ireland and Scotland. So Ancestry also gave me that Eastern Europe and Russia, which I didn't see in 23andMe, but 23andMe gave me that Ashkenazi Jewish, which I didn't see in the Ancestry results. And lastly, looking at the Native American DNA, Ancestry is on top. It had given me 7% North, Central, and South American, and then 1% Native American Indian. So, as I said earlier, they gave me 6.6% between East Asian and Native American and 23andMe, and they broke down that Asian further. So for those of you that had missed my video that I uploaded back in March with my results from the GEDmatch website, here are some of those charts. As you all will see, the biggest chunk, pretty much half, is West African, and then the rest all, varies between European, Native American, and Asian DNA. So I will link that video at the end of this video so you guys can check that out. All right, and that was it for this video, guys. I hope that you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll check you all in the next video. Bye!